My next guest started out to be a doctor. You may be surprised to find out he ended up being one half of television's most famous marriages, you might say, which is, it's not Tiny Tim. It's a marriage that is about to be dissolved, a marriage in a professional sense. Gossip Hounds. Here is Chet Huntley. Say we're going to miss you.
Thank you.
Yes,
This is a glorious day.
What?
Well, in recent years, I've had the profound sense that a conspiracy has been afoot to keep Raquel and me apart. I've hinted, I've suggested, I've taken out ads in Variety and Los Angeles Times. Raquel call, specified no response. We have overcome.
I knew that you were worried about that, and I've arranged this for years. I didn't know it would work this well. Gee, it's going to be that the only person saying "Good night, David," with feeling is Julie Nixon from now on. If you, well, it's true. Why, in fact, are you leaving our business, Mr. Huntley?
Oh, I think a variety of reasons. Deadlines, it seems to me, in recent years have just been coming faster and faster with fewer hours in between. And I think it might be appropriate to go back and just think for a little bit and do things with longer spaces in between.
Oh, I think about that a lot. Yeah, I bet.
Events are just accumulating too rapidly. Yeah. And probably it's my mental processes which are slowing down, too. That might have something to do with it. And then there's the added advantage of going back and breathing clean air and drinking clean water and living in non-cluttered land. And maybe, hopefully, contributing something to the ultimate economy of my native state, which gave me my education and my rearing and my sense of values.
Montana.
Montana.
Should anyone not know that. And you will, when will you finally say goodnight for the last time?
1st of August.
Gee. I wonder about that thing. You talk about the fact that things come at you so fast that you really wonder, when you do something as hectic as television, what kind of person you might become if you could suddenly stop and really think for a while. What effect does it have on you when you have, say, a vacation, if you ever take one?
Yes, I've noticed that in these years when I've managed to get a couple of weeks vacation. Right. Well, after about the first week, though, the chemistry starts to work. And you think, you look back on all the things you've done in recent months, and you say, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do the other thing? Or I could have done that much better. So if 2 weeks will do that for you, I want to try to see what 6 weeks or 90 days might do for you. I want to try it.
What won't you miss about the daily routine, or what will you miss?
The constant, everlasting deadline, on your back 6 nights a week. I won't miss that at all.
You might be surprised.
You think so?
I took 3 months off because I got really tired of being on the road. 2 weeks later, I'd have given anything to stand up and sing, man. I needed it. I wanted it. I liked it. I needed it. It was my old man.
Sort of frightened you when the telephone didn't ring?
No, but you want that input of excitement. I mean, just to sit there and watch TV gets to be a drag after a couple of weeks,
I agree with her, but when I want to rest, I've given up reading the papers, and I don't listen to the phone, and then it's not a reminder that there's a great hubbub going on outside, and there's no compulsion to get caught in that vortex of activity. And I think there's something to be said for that, too. That's why I think people go away to new cultures and forget. I mean,
I just think all of us might do with a little bit more time to think.
Yeah.
I think we're all called upon these days to speak too rapidly before we've had time to think it out. And I want to see. Before we get too serious about this, I want to tell you something about Raquel. My wife, you see, when she really wants to hurt me and put me down and injure my sensitivity, she will put the parting shot across my bow and say, Rachel Welch. I say, Raquel Welch.
Yeah.
Raquel, please. She doesn't know how to pronounce it, you see.
I have a feeling she does. I was thinking about, do you know that your name, Raquel Welch, if you rearrange the letters, spells a queer law, C-H?
A queer law.
So if you were talking to Charlton Heston about some piece of legislation that you thought was strange, you would say a queer law, C-H.
What is he?
And
He's
that
not
spells...
running for governor, is he?
No, but that spells your name. And I've always wondered what I could give you, Raquel, and I have given you an anagram for your name.
Is there time for boasting on this program?
Yes, there's plenty.
I want to tell you about my prescience and my perceptibility.
Both?
Yeah?
Not too many.
Wait a minute.
Not too many years ago.
Don't tell me you thought of the same anagram and we're going to
No,
go.
not too many years ago. Seriously, this is genuine. I saw your picture in a most obscure magazine. It's probably long departed. Never been heard of since. But in any event, I went home and I drew myself up in my most haughty posture, cleared my throat, and in stentorian language I said to my wife, "Mark my word, one of these days you're going to hear about a girl, Raquel Welch."
Named Rachel Welch.
And you, gee,
Yeah.
your wife must be tired of that by now.
This romance has been going on for some time, much longer than Raquel knows.
Mr. Fairbanks raised an interesting point there. Maybe this is the time to ask your wife is going to Montana with you.
As a matter of fact, my associates in this resort in Montana, Big Sky, we're talking not time long ago, and they said, "Huntley, you must make preparations for the grand opening day, late '72. Fine, I said, I'll need at least 3 chartered airplanes, and the guest list will be Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch.
Amazing. Several Raquel Welches. That's
Thank
good.
you very much.
And the President of the United States, if he plays it right.
Oh, I see. So the order of priorities is very interesting. Have you found, Mr. Huntley, have you found celebrity itself a kind of a drag? I once saw you signing an autograph one time, and you didn't seem like your heart was in it. Would you have been happier if it had been radio and your face were not that well known?
A newsman should never sign autographs. It's embarrassing. I've never become adjusted to it. It gets in the way. And once, I remember Brinkley was out filming in a parking lot of a supermarket, following Rockefeller around in his campaign, and drew a bigger crowd than the governor did. And that, and that's the end.
Yeah.
That's not good. Shouldn't happen.
Did you ever make a movie?
No, I played a couple of bit parts. And, strange thing about movies. I was always given the role of the broken-down reporter. I always wanted to be the lover or something, and I never even got mentioned for this kind of. These fellas got those roles.
Right.
And so I was always the journalist or the broadcaster.
But you were actually in. Can you name a couple of movies that might show up on the Late Show if people were so unwise as to watch movies at this time of night?
The Dizzy Dean, The Pride of St. Louis, I think it was called. The Amelia Earhart picture, and a couple of others.
Gee.
But those.
I think I may get to play a barmaid.
But I assure you, those roles were acts of charity, not because I happen to know the producer or the director.
And so you never got to play the romantic lead, and then you got teamed with a guy who got all the laughs on the news. So
That's right.
it was always.
That's
Do
right.
you know what Janice said to me the other night? She says they want me to make a picture, but I don't know what kind of a picture I'm going to make because I don't know what kind of part I'll play, but I know it won't be a virgin.
I ain't that good an actress.
I used to teach Sunday school. Was that a character part? Please.